into the night, the city lights are dancing, slowly falling apart. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm wishing upon a star. This time I'm feeling stronger, and I know I can do better. The shadows causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the light. We're gonna light it up, oh, light it up, ooh, light it up, causing an outbreak. I'm turning the lights on. Open your eyes and see the people chanting.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to match day number 8 of RSC, right here in the veteran division to start off our doubleheader on the evening. I'm K-Vox. With me is the one and only, the best of the rest, Benny, and we've got a heck of a show for you as Drunken Dwarves return, already streamed previously on a very recent match day, to take on Mosaic Maestros. How are you doing, Benny?
I'm doing great. Just came off of a pretty tough match night, but definitely excited for this one. Haven't been able to cast a lot of veteran matches, so they're always great games to watch, and I'm really excited for this one. We got the number 2 Drunken Dwarves taking on the returning Mosaic Maestros, currently sitting in 20th in the Solar Division. How do you think this one's gonna shape up for them?
Mosaic Maestros have their work cut out for them. I mean, let's look at the stats here because they tell the whole story. This is a game where anything can happen. I am not going to say it's a foregone conclusion just looking at these numbers, just looking at 20-8 on the season, just looking at 161 shots. But this is an extremely aggressive and effective Drunken Dwarves team who, frankly, played like a bunch of Drunken Dwarves. So, incredibly appropriate naming, if you ask me. And Mosaic Maestros are going to have their work cut out for them not to get overwhelmed by this sheer volume of shooting. What I'm seeing, though, is that Maestros actually concede fewer goals thus far. If you look at that goals versus statistic, that is 28 versus 19. What Drunken Dwarves tends to do is get so hyped up, so forward pressing, so aggressive, they leave that backfield open. And I think if Mosaic Maestros can play patiently enough and avoid being overwhelmed for long enough, they'll have some real opportunities tonight.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, but the whole story is whether they can
Mhm.
avoid being overwhelmed. This is a Drunken Dwarves team that, as you can see, has 161 shots. Mosaic
Yeah.
Maestros hasn't needed to face that many shots so far this season. This is going to be a much more aggressive team than what they're used to. And to be completely honest with you, I don't think that they're ready for it. I think that Drunken Dwarves, at least in my prediction, are going to take game 1. I got to know. The people have got to know. What's your prediction for this one?
I predict unpredictability because that's what my experience of Rocket League has been thus far, but I would be very surprised to see Mosaic Maestros win this outright. I think the best they're coming out of tonight is a split 2-2, especially because that was the result of Drunken Dwarfs' last streamed series against Peppermint. They split that series 2-2 as well. But of course, Drunken Dwarfs have had a lot of time to prepare, to practice, to go over game plans, and I would not be surprised to see a slightly different team as we look at the players we're expecting tonight, because especially DWF, who I've been seeing in a lot of these leagues, he has just so much play time, so much experience. I think he's going to be leading the team pretty well tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you really just highlight the 27 saves and 29 demos. This guy is currently uh on the front runner of the rest of the players in this game for demos and saves. And it's just kind of one of those things where if Mosaic Maestros can't stop the demoing, they're going to be looking at a tough time. And that's exactly what JD brings to the table. I completely agree.
I mean, hard not to get overwhelmed when you're just blowing up every other second when you're dealing with that incredible pressure. And the thing with demos too is it's not just the demo itself. It's the fact that you have to constantly mentally track the other car. You have to figure out what angle he's coming in from, how much boost he has, what his position is on the field, what his teammates are doing. And this is an incredibly mental game when you boil it down. It becomes a game with so much focus, so many moves you're trying to comprehend and boil down and think ahead that your brain just starts cooking like an egg.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mosaic Maestros just really just need to keep that in check. And as we look down the rest of this dwarfs, this drunken dwarfs roster, excuse me, just looking at more and more of this pressure. You got Turbidd coming in with the team high 71 shots. Doesn't have the highest shooting percentage on the team, but he gets the ball on the net and is why he's also leading his team in assists. I mean, nothing much to say about that. I mean, dude's an absolute unit. Go down to Sir Chaka. We got 70 shots on the season, 32% shooting percentage, leading the team for the amount of games played. And this is a guy who just, like I said, all of them just take shots on net, and he's been the most efficient one. He's gonna have to look out for him here.
Yeah, I'm interested in what Sir Chaka does in the backfield because if Drunken Dwarves have any weakness so far, it's their defense, and he has 36 saves on the season thus far. There's two ways to look at this. He's saved 36 times, but he's also had to save 36 times. And we're only 8 match days in. To see this many saves from all four of the roster 27, 27, 36, 15 that is a lot of effective shots on net that have to be warded off, even when you factor in that Rocket League can get a little weird about what it counts as a shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look on the other side of things to the Mosaic Maestro side, and one of the guys they're going to be trying to count on is Nitro. He's got the highest
Hmm.
shots and coincidentally the lowest shooting percentage on the team. But just like Turbidd does, he gets stuff going. He's got a team high 18 assists. And by putting that many shots on net, it's just going to bound to happen. And that's just something that the Drunken Dwarves just need to figure out a way to fight off.
I'm very interested in seeing how well they utilize Nitro in transition because if you look at his assists and saves, I'm seeing a very easy use case for him here. Defend the attacks that come in, take that quick ball, send it downfield in an outlet pass or some kind of dish out to an attacker like Diz, who has the highest shooting percentage in the team, and just take advantage of those open nets. Get them before the Drunken Dwarves get you. I think transitions and fast counters are going to be Mosaic Meister's best bet here.
Yeah, just like you said, another player to watch, Diz. He's got the highest shooting percentage, but he really doesn't have to shoot much.
Mm.
He's been kind of used almost as a third man, it seems, for this Mosaic Maestros team, as he just kind of is on cleanup duty. You see BB with the team high on saves, and Diz is just getting in, getting dirty, getting the demos, and just cleaning up in front of this Mosaic Maestros team.
Yeah, I'm very interested in seeing the interplay here because Drunken Dwarves specializes, as we've been talking about, in just incredible pressure, incredible velocity, constant pressing, constant high pressing, contesting the ball when they lose it for that immediate transition takeover. And Mosaic Maestros, we're going to have to see how well they can find gaps in that offense because there's only 3 cars on the pitch for each team. There's only so much room you can cover. There's got to be an opening somewhere.
Yeah, and they're just gonna have to find this opening as looks like we're getting ready to go here.
Yes,
I
it seems
believe.
like everybody's on the pitch, getting into the lobby, filed in. We're just waiting at any moment for that kickoff to start. If they're ready, we're ready to get this underway. We're about to touch 11 on the dot. It's a wonderful night to be a Rocket League fan. And here we go, everybody. I can see them following in now. Kickoff at any second. Drunken Dwarves, Mosaic Maestros, welcome to RSC.
This kickoff, one in the blue half, immediately popped up by JD. He'll try and take it high. He gets the reset. Doesn't have the shot, though, as it's cleared up by Nitro. Nitro will stay on it here. He's got Sir Chaka backflipping. Ballwin there to clear it out. Not really sure we were going to see Ballwin here, as he only has 8 games with the team, but immediately starting to make an impact. As JD will cut it off. Diz in the corner now. Just gets the clear, but that one's right on net.
Wonderful
Ballwin.
thinking. Oh, this is what I was talking about. This is a dangerous moment for them. This transition goes wide into the corner. Diz scoops it up. It's cleared off the top. It's cleared off the backboard. Ballwin gets the save, tries to transition. He's stuck into his corner again. JD doesn't have an angle. That's not going in. Not this time. Going wide. That's an open net.
Yeah, just like we talked about, these transition plays, Mosaic Maestros, you know, they're not shooting well early in this game, and they gotta find it, or they're gonna find themselves on their back foot, just like they just did. And Drunken Dwarves gonna take the lead pretty easily here.
50 seconds in, though, there's plenty of Rocket League left to play. DWF sends it up high. Fresh sends it long. That's not going to find anybody. You can see the attempted shot on goal. Goes for a bump on Nitro. Nitro goes over it. It's headed into the corner. Can anyone fish it out? Diz tries to get up to the wall. That's going clear. That's going to JD. Ballwin following up. Going for the second touch. Doesn't need it. DWF gets another demo just for good measure after faking out the goalie. Look at this, Benny.
An absolute menace. He just has to put the body on after the goal. And he puts Drunken Dwarves up by 2 now. We were talking about it a lot. He's going to be one guy to watch out for. And here he goes, taking it up the wall here again. They'll like to take it low. Leaves it. Nitro there to pick it up. Ballwin there to take the shot on net. A lapse in the defense, I think. As Mosaic Maestros just unable to find themselves.
Yeah, you see the field open up. No one's really behind Nitro in case this advance gets challenged. Everyone's trying to transition upfield and get ready for an attack. That's a perfect moment to break the chain, and ironically, it's what Maestros might want to start doing to Drunken Dwarves.
Oh, here's an open net here. As bbfresh will find it right off the kickoff. I'm not exactly sure what happened. It looked like JD whiffed on the cheat, and he was just stuck in the other half. Kind of just gave them a 2v1 and just a free open net for Fresh to finish.
Yeah, and what you saw there was the defenders were too far forward on too little boost, so that quick passing play you saw in the replay was very easily set up. Ballwin takes it up high. He's trying to get set up to finish with JD. Not going to get it. That's too far. Chaka goes for it. We were talking about Chaka. Here he is filing in to follow up with JD. It's going high. Is anyone in position? No, that's a long clear. Ballwin gets it redirected. That's into the corner, and that's centering. It's dangerous for them. Nitro gets it downfield. Fresh goes after it. He doesn't have the angle, though.
Yeah, just unable to find the angle. It's just been the story so far for the Mosaic Maestros. Is that one's on target, but cut off there by Ballwin. He's got no boost here, just is able to get one touch. Nitro off the corner. Pass back to Diz. Diz not able to find anything. The 2 men off the backboard. It's a double commit for the Drunken Dwarves as Nitro will take this one on the ground. JD cuts it. Past the 50, Fresh to get through. Chaka now with the 50. Nitro has the free ball. He'll like to take it, but he misses. Fresh, take the boost. He's got full boost up the wall. Goes for the reset, doesn't get it. Ballwin's there to cut it off. Diz off the corner. JD will clear it out, and he'll start to counter this attack. It's Chaka unable to find it. Ballwin will clear it back into the corner.
Yeah, you see Nitro trying to get it. That's taken off his car. That's an open net. Chaka sends it in. We were talking about Chaka. Look how he follows up what probably Ballwin does. That's taken right off Nitro's car. No one is in that part of the pitch for Chaka to be dealt with, to screen him and keep him from having that open lane from the infield pass. A great way to dish out under pressure.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why he has such a high shot percentage, and it's because he's not needed to take very hard shots, as this one will find the back of the net. Right off the kickoff again. It's Diz setting up Nitro.
A great passing play here right off the backboard. Everyone advances high except for JD, who tries to get back post to try to get that challenge right away. And what I'm liking here from Mosaic is they are not collapsing into an incredibly defensive goal line stand kind of play. They're trying to counterpunch anytime they see a chance.
Yeah, and this team is not going to give up. They're only down by 2 goals, but oh, this is tough. And Sir Chaka's going to clean it up again. Just another easy goal for Sir Chaka. As we were talking about the Mosaic Maestros not folding in on themselves, and they just did that there.
Yeah, that is just an awful place for bbfresh to find himself, directly facing the opposite direction from the play and not able to turn around or get a good angle, and only half boost it looked like. That is an awful place to find yourself. You see Diz try to go for it right there. Doesn't have a good shot at it. Was expecting that infield pass or something centered for him. Fresh gets it away from one attacker, gets it towards Nitro. That's Diz going up towards the wall, sends it down long. That's not really, that's a little too wide. bbfresh tries to get it right. Can he get it by Ballwin? No, he cannot. That's sent cleared along. There's a demo on an attacker. That's going along and past the post into net. You get the goal, but you take the demo.
Yeah, I mean, Diz just completely takes over this play. I mean, in no world is this Drunken Dwarves team expecting him to come out of the smoke screen and play it off the corner like that. It's just a brilliant play to put them down by 2. As, like we said, Mosaic Maestro starting to crawl back here.
Yeah, I'm liking that they are never just falling into pure defense. I know we were just talking about that, but it's very important with the team as aggressive as Drunken Dwarves, because when you have that kind of high shot volume, that's a team that really revels in getting to try again and again and again. Diz gets the touch here. He stops the combined attack. He stops the chain from going from one card to the next. Nitro sends it in. He steals the big boost. Fresh sends it infield. That's not going to get to a Mosaic Maestro in time. Ballwin sends it up high. That's off the wall. It's cleared away before JD can follow up on it. It's going along the corner wall now. Chaka gets the steal. Can he make something happen here? JD gets it. He tries to send it up for his teammates. You're seeing a low boost situation from the Drunken Dwarves. 10 seconds left. This is running out of time. Might be able to make something happen here, but not in 4 seconds. I don't think so. It's looking like we're having an incredibly close end to the first game.
Yeah, and I mean, Drunken Dwarfs take game 1 with Ballwin as your MVP of game 1. And, you know, just like we said, just high shot volume from these Drunken Dwarves, and Mosaic Maestros just have to try to start to relieve some of this pressure.
They were doing a lot of good off kickoffs before Drunken Dwarves could really settle in and get comfortable and set up connected touches, set up passing plays, set up demoing them and getting in their faces. You saw that a lot, and Mosaic Maestros have to keep that sharp. They can't get predictable with the kickoff goals, but I'm liking what I'm seeing from them in those first seconds of every play.
Yeah, absolutely. And looks like we're just gonna hop right into game 2 now, as Mosaic Maestros try and battle back and take back game 2 and even up the series. But if you're Drunken Dwarves, this is an important game. This is a very important game to secure a 3-1 or a 4-0, as we are underway here in game 2.
Lightning fast start already as JD-Viirus tries to contest. Can't quite get to it. Chaka can. Sends it down for Ballwin, who misses it. Diz has the angle, but there's two defenders in front of him. Nobody close enough to turn that into a shooting threat. Nitro clears it long. That's set up for JD. He takes it away. Diz has it off the wall, though. Fresh is facing the wrong way. We've been seeing that a bit from him. That's dangerous. Ballwin, not even 30 seconds into game 2, draws first blood.
Yeah, Nitro misreads this ball because of this absolutely dime from JD-Viirus and Ballwin there to clean it up, but just an unreal pass from JD. As we said, he was one of the guys we were looking at here, and he's been delivering so far.
Yeah, I like the thinking taking out the defense there. You saw Nitro eat a demo before that could turn into a shot. It didn't materialize into any solid attacks on goal, but that's a long clear, and it saves just in time.
Yeah, wow. Mosaic Maestros just unable to get anything going as JD will clean up again.
This team,
absolutely greasy sort of Rocket League we're seeing from Drunken Dwarves is what we've been seeing from them all season.
I love watching this team. They're so fun.
Absolutely. They take 2-0 lead, and this is just the kind of Rocket League we've been seeing from them all season. Is Diz will take this one now. Let's take it low. Gets the 50. Now JD will try and clear. He's got no boost, but he gets the 100 pad. It's the 50 with Fresh. Ballwin now to take it from the corner. It's cut off by Diz, but nothing is there. JD will take it now. Gets the catch. Tries to get past 2, but he's met by Nitro, who's still up. No one's going to go off the backboard, and so far we're not really seeing much of a punchback from this Mosaic Maestros team as we kind of saw from game 1.
It took them a while in game 1, though, and look at this. Chaka has to stretch for it, carries it up along the wall, gets it by one defender, heading into the corner. That's immediately in front of a defender, though. Mosaic, Nitro misses the demo attempt. That was actually Diz, I'm so sorry. Bit of blur on the gamer tab. JD-Viirus has it cleared long from a pinch against the defender. Chaka's going for it in midfield. Circles back around, loses it. Nitro, no, JD!
Yeah, once again, JD just stepping up on this defensive side as Ballwin will try and chase it up the other wall. Chaka there to 50. JD as third man. Oh, backflip from Diz! And he gets lucky that one doesn't go in his net. As Mosaic tries to push it up the other side of the field, but it's met by Ballwin. Big double commit from him and Chaka as JD will have to clean it up in the midfield. Chaka now to miss. Ball is just kind of left at a still point. BB will bang it down. Another double commit. That one's going to hang right over the net. Oh, Nitro couldn't finish it.
Yeah, it came so close to doing so, though. What we're seeing a lot is some spacing and positioning issues from Drunken Dwarves here. Their offense is incredibly strong when it's on field, but they're having a lot of problems. You'll see this a few times now, where they're having to turn out of each other's way, or they're bumping into each other almost, or someone's a little too far away to continue an attack that was clearly set up by a teammate. And I think if Mosaic Maestros are going to have any opportunities in this match, it's going to come from little moments of coordination like that.
Yeah, completely agree. Here's BB up now. Beats JD, but nothing there. Chaka now, let's take it out of his own corner. Gets it over Diz, gets it over Nitro. 2v1 on the back end, goes above. It's wide open for JD.
That's not how you want to give up a goal. That was so close. Chaka gets it set up beautifully here. Nice, slow little floater, and it bounces off the defender, who just does not get a good touch on it. That was not nearly enough power to clear it away the way it needed to be, and the finish is just sitting there on a silver platter.
I mean, how are you even supposed to save that when you've got Chaka and JD coming down on you 2-on-1?
Hit it with more power. I mean, the amount of boost was a problem there, but he got the ball on the car. He got it into a touch where it was no longer an immediate goal threat. And look at this. That's the sort of thing that could well have happened. Chaka does not have the angle he needs to turn that into a goal. Fresh sends it up. He tries to get another touch on it. Can't quite make it happen with that amount of boost. Nitro gets the ball. He's trying to transition like we were talking about. Ballwin strips it away off the wall, sending it for Chaka. can't get it. Ballwin loses it again. JD's trying to make something happen. There's a wall of cars in front of the net, but we're transitioning down the other way again. No, it's going high again. Is it going in? No.
Just this unrelenting pressure from this Drunken Dwarf side is it's just staying stuck in the Mosaic Maestros half. Sir Chaka up there tries to beat Dizzy, but he can't. JD now will take it high. Gets the 50 with Nitro. Sir Chaka, the demo on Diz, we're starting to see a little bit more of a physical aspect coming out of the Drunken Dwarves as it finally gets into their half. Nitro now to meet Ballwin.
Right, Sir Chaka's trying to circle along, catches the ball in the air, clears it away. That's not really where he wanted it to go, straight onto bbfreshx's car, but that's potentially open. Nitro gets his ball on it, his car on it rather. He doesn't get on the ball. Sir Chaka loses it, but it doesn't matter. We're looking at 2-0 Drunken Dwarves, and Maestros are in danger of being swept here. That later part of the game that you were talking about where they were just constantly directly in front of Mosaic Maestros' goal, that was exactly what we were talking about before the show started.
Yeah, and you really just can't do much when Sir Chaka and JD are just constantly in your face, giving you constant pressure. And like we said before, if this is the sort of thing that's going to happen, it's really just going to be wraps here for Mosaic Maestros, as they don't want to take any time. They're seemingly ready to go, and I don't really understand it if you're the Mosaic Maestros. You're down 2-0 now. You just lost 3-0 in game 2, and there's no timeout, no sense of, recollection. It's just straight in. As we're about to get ready for game 3 now. Drunken Dwarves up 2-0.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see what they do differently here, but the track record lately for Drunken Dwarves is splitting the series 2-2. It's happened a couple times for them now recently, so I'm interested in how well they can keep their feet on the gas pedal as we go into game number 3. JDViirus tries to follow up immediately, gets a -50 with Diz. Chaka's following the ball on, that's going straight to JD. Chaka bounces it off himself, that's going high. JD can't quite get to it. Can Ballwin make a good touch on it? Sending it along, goes down, but that's saved. Chaka doesn't have a good angle, can't get the speed he needs to turn that into a shot.
Yeah, we almost saw Ballwin absolutely peak with that flip reset. And unfortunately, it just wasn't good enough for Sir Chaka, as we did see the first fake come through, but the second one he was just too awkward for.
Absolutely. Ballwin's going for it. That's sent along. JD tries to find it. He's been doing very well with car control in the air, JD. Seems like he can very, very consistently get at least a light touch on the ball whenever he wants it. Nitro does very well staying with the ball. That is open midfield. Goes for the infield pass, but Ballwin intercepts. Nitro gets it high again. That's going up. That's not going back down. Not yet. JD smacks it off the wall. Looked for Ballwin. Baldwin's not in the right place for it though. Defender clear. Fresh doubles back. Clears it up for Diz. Chaka going along for it. Ballwin and JD are close together. Clumped up. They all start rotating back now. Chaka goes up. That's long. Goes towards the corner. Takes it off the wall. But I don't think anyone's there though. JD tried to get a shot. Not the right angle.
Yeah, this is just the story for the Drunken Dwarves so far this game. They just haven't seemed to break through on this Mosaic Maestros team, as Chaka now passes it infield to JD, gets a shot, and it's saved away by Diz. As they'll recollect here, Ballwin now gets the flick past, will stay with the ball. It's awkward for Mosaic, but there's nobody there to clean it up. If you're the Drunken Dwarves, fresh now to clear, as it's met there by JD. Diz now into the corner. Nitro to clear. Sir Chaka will keep it in. We're seeing a more even game here. Is right in front. Ballwin.
Yeah, and you see Chaka going in here too as he sets this up. He sends the ball down. That's touched by Daz, and you see that you see that Chaka stays there in net, and the presence of his car actually forces the defenders to account for him and drive around him, and that's part of why it was such an ugly save and led to the goal.
Yeah, that's just kind of the thing that Sir Chaka does, and you're starting to see more and more of this impact in these more physical, gritty, low-scoring games. As JD will take this one up the wall. It's met there by, I believe it was Fresh. Is Diz now. Chaka pops it up. It's not bent by anyone as he'll take a shot. Saved by Nitro. That one was high danger.
Nitro. Diz goes for it. Can he center it? No, he cannot. The-JDViirus carries it along. Chaka follows it. Fresh is in front of it. Can't quite get to it. Nitro sends it long. That's in front of the bumper of Ballwin. He has another touch on it. Takes it over Nitro. Can he get it by Daz? He does. It's cleared again. That's going towards the corner. Chaka leaps for it. Can't get there. That's off the post. And the second shot goes in. bbfresh equalizes.
This is just another greasy goal. They're just continuously hitting it off the backboard, and finally, bbfresh there to turn as Ballwin almost managed to get back there for the save, but Mosaic Maestros will even it up. We got a minute 50 left here.
That's why I've been talking about the importance of transition attacks and creating gaps in the field for Drunken Dwarves to be able to cover, because we've been seeing a lot of triple commits on net, double commits with a defender nearby to follow up. JDViirus can't quite get it. He gets the second touch, though. Shuts me right up, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't exactly know where this went wrong, but after the demo, Nitro and Diz both just either late or just completely whiffing the ball, as JD will have almost a free shot to walk in as they take a 2-1 lead.
It looked almost like Diz went for the ball and he ended up hitting JD instead, which kind of powered the shot, which is very unfortunate and very possible in the weird physics of this game. It's part of why it's such a deliciously complex sport.
Yeah, completely agree. Definitely one of the more exhilarating esports out there. Is Sir Chaka will try and take this one high. He's got Diz, but he eliminates it with the squishy. JD tries to pass it in field. It's met by Sir Chaka, but Fresh eliminates it. Ballwin there to take a shot in the open net, and he'll find it. Drunken Dwarves take a 3-1 lead here in Game 3.
That goes off the wall there, and you see two cars both try to chase it. That's both Nitro and I believe Diz. They both go for it, and neither of them have a good opportunity to get that challenge, and no one is on back post. That is the danger of trying to knock the ball away
watch
too
out,
hard.
Nitro.
Oh, that's open!
Oh my
That's
God, he
open!
left it. What?
Oh
He
my!
leave it?
I have to imagine that that was not an intentional touch, because that must have taken a year off everyone in Drunken Dwarves' lives. Ballwin strips the ball from bbfresh. That's going long again. That's Daz going after it. Can't get it by JD. JD looks for it. Ballwin forced to circle back. Manages to get Carr on it. There's a demo in backfield. Gets it by Nitro. Can't get it past another defender. Chaka gets it along the wall. He's trying to set up that shot. He's trying to send that down to JD. Saved!
Yeah, Diz, a good play on one end, but a complete blip on the other. Is he actually had an open net off the kickoff?
Oh,
As
that's a
BB
bad
will
whip.
try and clear it out. Only 8 seconds remaining, pinned deep in their half. I don't think this one's gonna go the other way. It looks like Drunken Dwarves set to take Game 3 as they take a 3-0 lead now on the Mosaic Maestros. Oh my, what a series so far.
Drunken Dwarves are incredibly fun to watch, and Ballwin has just been such a pleasure to see play Rocket League. You have to wonder what Mosaic Maestros can do to take this fourth game, because they're seeing good moments here. They're seeing great individual moments of heroism and brilliance. I mean, look at Diz's save count and assists. The man has been playing very well for his team and for his franchise, but it's just not all coming together in any way that's credibly threatening to tilt the game.
Yeah, and I mean, we knew Ballwin was the GOAT, but we didn't know he was this good. He's only played previously 8 games with the Drunken Dwarves, and, you know, you see that blaring 36% shot percentage. And, man, he's just been a complete force for this team.
Yeah, I'm also seeing a lot of the physical play from Drunken Dwarves. I think that's a lot of the problem. Mosaic Maestros are constantly being knocked out of position, and also they're whiffing an awful lot. It seems like they're getting the right ideas of what kind of contact to go for, and it's just not happening. They're just not able to get that consistent contact. They're missing important balls. They're finding themselves in the wrong parts of the field to contest attacks on goal, and they need to just straight up tighten up.
Yeah, tighten up indeed, they need to. As we are set here for game 4. Will Drunken Dwarves complete the sweep? Or will Mosaic Maestros come back and steal game 4 as we are underway?
Got a lot to play for because here every game counts. We are not doing individual series as an entire match. Each individual game in the series counts for standings, for MMR, for overall season picks and access and outlook towards the postseason. So they still have much to play for, especially because there's always the power of playing spoiler. You know, Drunken Dwarves off a 4-0 is different from a 3-1, and that avoided going in by whiskers.
Yeah, once again,
Legend.
An own goal here as Mosaic Maestros are just falling apart. I believe it was Fresh on that, coming backwards, and he just smacks it into his own net. What was the thought process?
He was trying to go back and contest and get to that part of the goal, part of the net by the angle of the ball, but that's why coaches tell you to rotate towards back post, where you have so much room to go straight at the ball, because your car is most powerful and most effective when it is driving straight forward. You drive right at the car like that, right at the ball, then half the time you just end up hitting it, and it usually goes where your opponent wants.
Yeah, back post rotation, a huge aspect in these games, especially at this level of Rocket League. You'd be surprised at how many players are not rotating back post, as Chaka will take this one in the air here. They'll leave it for JD. JD will get a shot, but it's off target. BB to the corner now. He'll try and take it up the wall. High Ballwin there to contest. Sent it to the corner. As Chaka will regather.
I want to see better boost management too, because you see here that two members of Maestros were very, very low on boost, had to stock up emergency. Oh, that's almost in, but it's too slow, too weak. Third man circling for it. JD takes it away, and see what I'm talking about. If they had more boost, that could have been a goal. Is that in? No.
Oh, Diz with the plate right in front of his net might actually work out for him, as Ballwin has to swat that one away. Misses the second touch. 50 up right in the middle of the field. That one's going to float in here. JD to clear it out. It's met there by BB, who will cut it. Actually, he'll fake. It's an awkward ball here if you're the Mosaic Maestros, but a great time to attack if you're the Drunken Dwarves, as Ballwin will pop this one up. He's got BB awkward for the double tap off the crossbar, as this one will stay out.
Chaka's got a good look, not in time, saved. The second shot is two, the third is saved. Is the fourth? No, that's going in. Chaka, after a ridiculous sequence, gets it in for the second goal.
I mean, as well defensively as Mosaic Maestros are playing right now, there's just too much of this pressure that we were talking about to cover. And this is really just the story of how this series was going to go on paper, where the Drunken Dwarves are just absolutely throwing an onslaught amount of shots against this Mosaic Maestros team, and they just haven't been able to handle it so far. But they've got 2 minutes left. They're only down by 2 goals. And make it 3, I guess. JD to finish it.
Hey, are you even a commentator if you haven't commentator's cursed a game at least once? I feel like it's a rite of passage, and that is just an absolutely sickening shot from JD. And you saw right here that Chaka clears Nitro away and forces him into a bad angle where he's not really able to contest effectively.
Yeah, once again though, it's like we talked about before, these just onslaught of shots is Chaka now will have a free shot on net, but it's saved away by Nitro. Oh, this one might be dangerous.
Oh!
And it's just gonna trickle in the net. Sir Chaka doesn't even need to do anything, because it still finds the back of the net.
That look, that's how little boost Nitro had when he contested it. He was only able to get a little touch. If he goes up into the air there with more boost, he's able to hit it with more power and can clear it away properly instead of it just drooping back into goal.
Yeah, and now the Drunken Dwarves taking a 4-0 lead, and you got 2 minutes left. Still is possible if you're the Mosaic Maestros, but you want to try and get something going here immediately. It's shut down by Ballwin. Ballwin now to take it high. Nitro will try and clear, but it's kind of dangerous. JD will meet it at the half field. Fresh will take it low, but it's met by JD. Ooh, big demo in the midfield by Diz. Is starting to see this physicality ramp up here for Mosaic Maestros as they try and find something to break through this blue wall of the Drunken Dwarves.
Yeah, and that's not going to happen. Ballwin gets a 5th goal, and I have never heard of 5 goals in 82 seconds before. It's possible, but I would not put money on it.
Yeah, I wouldn't either, as Drunken Dwarves are kind of playing with their own food now as they take a big lead here in Game 4, pending a big sweep is a very critical point in the season if you're both teams.
Yeah, and right now the time is drawing preciously short. You're seeing Maestros once again pinned in their own defensive third. Very little boost to go along. Oh my goodness, that is whiskers away, as I said earlier, because I am thinking about those luxurious dwarven beards and the axes that are swinging all day. 45 seconds left, and that's not quite going in, but that is Ballwin takes the demo to get the goal, and Maestros might just have given up on defending this.
I mean, they've taken 17 shots on net. The shots are 17-2. This game is wraps. Just somebody, please. They're already dead.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to throw in the towel for a team, but you can't get 6 goals in 30 seconds, folks. This is a clean 4-0, and this is exactly what Drunken Dwarves does when they're at their best. They might as well just dribble this one out. You know, there's actually more time in the shot clock than there is in the game, so to speak. Ballwin gets in the 7th goal just to send a message, I think. Absolutely gorgeous second touch off the wall, and Nitro forced to dive at that at a horrible angle. He was more likely to knock that into the net than he was to save it, and I just don't think there's much left to say.
I mean, you know, you come into every match night knowing that every team is going to give it your all. And I don't know if Mosaic Maestros just didn't think of it, but it's a lesson that the Drunken Dwarves are willing to teach you. And even 6 goals up, they're still unrelenting as the Drunken Dwarves will take a 4-0 sweep on the Mosaic Maestros.
I think we're all pretty unsurprised by how this went, to be honest, and maybe the big surprise is that there have been so many goals that we're actually a bit late for the second game on the evening, but Ballwin has just been playing like a man possessed all night.
Yeah, I mean, we knew early on that this was one of the best players in the lobby, but you saw the 8 games played for Drunken Dwarves, and you weren't sure if he was going to start. You weren't sure if Turbidd was going to play. And, he just really put that 36 shot percentage to work with almost, what was that, 700 points in that final game?
683, and that is so many shots. That is 2 saves. So he's been great on both ends of the pitch. He's not somebody who's just been pressing far too far forward and forgetting about defense entirely. And this really seems like a team that carefully reviewed the tape on their previous games and has been doing a good job of actively training to get rid of their weaknesses.
Yeah, absolutely. And without further ado, I think that there's absolutely no contest to our MVP. I mean,
Absolutely.
you can tell me if I'm wrong, but I think the MVP of this series has to go to Ballwin.
Absolutely. I don't think anyone else makes much sense there. Pi Baldwin has just been here, there, and every bloody where. And what do you think? Do we have time to ask the man of the hour a few questions, or is it best we move on? Because it is 11:31.
Uh, honestly, I think we might be running a little late
Mm.
here, but
We'll get to him another time then, because this was an incredible night of Rocket League. And don't you go anywhere, chat, because we're not done. Now we're going down to the prospect division between backflips and merchants. I've been K-Vox. This has been Benny. Taco is going to be coming in shortly, and we'll see you on the other side of this quick break.